good day to you, my lovely viewers. My name is Olurunke, and you're welcome to the Psychologist channel on YouTube. I hope you're staying home safe with your family members. Okay, so today on the Psychologist, I will be talking about other psychosocial effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and today we'll be focusing on labeling and social stigma. What is social stigma? We define social stigma as a perception held by others that people with an unfortunate social circumstance or a particular mental illness, or even if it's a chronic illness, such as hepatitis B, cancer, HIV, mental illnesses such as depression, seizure disorder, what we all know as warapa, epilepsy, or schizophrenia, or even this infectious disease known as COVID-19. Okay, what they consider socially undesirable. These are what we term the word social stigma. So stigmatized persons may internalize some of these perceived words, prejudices, words and actions of others, and develop negative feelings about themselves. And when they do develop these negative feelings, then it is known as self-stigma. So they are being stigmatized, they feel stigmatized. Labeling, on the other hand, attacks to you or another individual attached to you to describe the person you are and the way this other person thinks about you, whether positive or negative, what we whisper to ourselves on a daily basis, or what we hear other people say to us on a daily basis has a great impact, has a great influence on our self-concept. And what is self-concept? This is the way you see yourself, the way you perceive yourself, your sense of what is self-esteem. All right, okay, so and this dictates the direction of our thoughts and our actions daily. In terms of the present pandemic, how does labeling and social stigma affect us? Social stigma and labeling has emerged as an important barrier to the treatment of the COVID-19 infection. In Nigeria, due to the perception about this infectious virus, with Nigerians initially thinking that the disease was not meant for a tropical region. However, there was a shift on this when some people started getting infected. Then they decided, oh, this is the disease of the rich. But with recent confirmed cases, this has been disproved. We can now understand that if you are an average Nigerian, even with a below average Nigerian earner, you are liable to get infected if you get in contact with anyone who has the infection. Okay, so these has changed the mindset of people. And furthermore, as a result of the social stigma and labeling, you hear people on the street or in the markets calling you coronavirus whenever they see you walking on the streets or even in the market with your face mask and your hand gloves on as a protective measure. So this encourages the feelings of that self stigma, of shame, humiliation, all right, sometimes guilt. So why did I put this on today of all days? Okay, so obviously, if it is so unfortunate that the individual or relative who has been formally labeled or coronavirus on the street got infected, thereafter they won't readily go for tests or treatment, but would rather keep quiet until the condition becomes unbearable for them, and they have no choice but to be taken in for treatment by their relatives for treatment. And this might have even worse, might not worse off if they had gone for treatment in the first place. Okay, so recent trends as seen in Lagos and Benin have shown that even relatives do not disclose suspected cases of COVID earlier. Alright. So how does indicate the difficulty people face with social stigma and labeling? So how can we manage the psychosocial effects of the COVID-19? Like we all know, not understanding a new situation or health condition might lead to distrust, fear, discomfort, and physical distancing, not the normal 1 meter we're talking about here. We've been, which we've been advocating. People actually, because they don't understand what you're experiencing. They actually have these experiences of fear and all that. So with proper education about the circumstance or the health condition, individuals experiencing the stigma will be well informed themselves and be able to pass on this information to other people. When you're well enlightened about your condition or your infection, it improves your self esteem. That's your sense of what, your self perception of yourself. And you can easily face down any societal bully by correcting any ignorant statement they make and give them a better understanding of the situation. When the public has better understanding of all this, then issues like labeling and the social stigma is actually minimized. Okay, it will be significantly reduced. We should also learn to address individuals who are victims of the COVID-19 disease as individuals with coronavirus infection, patients with COVID-19 virus, and not coronavirus patients, just like we avoid labeling people with mental health or mental health challenges as, let's say, for example, schizophrenic patient. We say a patient with schizophrenia or substance abuse patient. No, we call them patient with substance abuse disorder. Okay. So having the support of people in the same circumstance or with the same condition to fall back on also negates the impact of social stigma and labeling. Just knowing that there are hundreds in the country and within the country and hundreds of thousands facing the same condition outside the country and with quick access to care. And it also means serves as a means of encouragement to deal with the psychosocial effects called social stigma and labeling. If after having all of this, and you're still distressed about the social stigma and the labeling, then please contact a clinical psychologist who will help you manage the psychological distress, okay, satisfactorily. And in this period of lockdown, we are available to help you manage your distress via telemanagement, be it audio or in video form, until the lockdown is called off. Alright, guys, thank you all for listening to another episode on Eco Psychologist. Today, I've talked about two psychosocial COVID-19 virus, which are social stigma and labeling. I also talk about how these effects have impacted treatment seeking and how we can manage them. If you have questions, kindly drop them in the comment section below or reach out to me on Instagram and Twitter at Eco Psychologist. I look forward to responding to your questions. A like button to your left and subscribe to my YouTube channel to enjoy more weekly episodes discussing psychological issues as they affect our daily function. Thank you all for listening and much love from your eco psychologist. Bye.